Once upon a time. Welcome to Coast Football on this, again, spur of the moment, testing out some new stuff. We welcome those on the live and even on the replay. Come post your comments. I just posted the 6A Region 3 predictions. And if somebody, I'm sure you guys can hear me, if somebody can just confirm that, hey, you can hear me with a thumbs up or something to that effect. But yes, I did just post the 6A Region 3 as I've done all week. I've posted the different regions. And of course, coming up here at 7:15, the 7A Region 4. 7A Region 4 will be coming up. On Sunday, did go live with Dirty South Titus Barnett, and we had our predictions on the live stream Sunday. Just going to be on not for too long, but figured to give you an update. I won't be on in 2 weeks from tonight. JUCO football, junior college football, will start 2 weeks from tonight, the 27th of August. Ocean Springs will actually be the only coast team to start that Thursday as they host Meridian. But on Thursday nights coming up throughout the season, man, I would like to get on here. My game predictions come out at 7 o'clock on Thursday, and that's when the games kick off for the most part for junior college football. And I call the games for Mississippi Gulf Coast with Wayne Fleury. First game is at home against Coahoma. So come on in and ask any questions you want. We're going to, like I say, the region predictions have come out for the 6A Region 3. But Hattiesburg's been dominating that region. Of course, West Jones is part of that region, and Terry. The only coast team is George County. That went 3-8, but they did make the playoffs last year. And then Forest Hill and Jim Hill. So if you're also on X and on YouTube, this goes over those channels too. We welcome you there. And again, post any questions that you have. The star cards will be coming out. Yes, the star cards will be coming out tonight at 7:30. And then next week, we will post the ones that we might not have been able to get to. And then we'll post all the star cards that we have done for 2026. And I've posted some flashbacks. As you've seen, we started this back, I believe, 2016, 2014, something like that. But there's still a lot coming up between now and 2 weeks when kickoff is on the, I said the 28th again, 27th for Ocean Springs. So, but again, star cards, we're going to have the top 25, ranking all 25 teams preseason as we do every year, that Tuesday before kickoff. So that should be the 25th at 7 o'clock. All the posts will be coming out at 7 o'clock when the season starts. Starting with Monday, it'll be the Monday Rewind. We'll look at the outlying the games, storylines from the Friday night games that just finished. Tuesday, top 10. Wednesday, we'll have the schedule for that Friday games with the rankings and records. Thursday is Statman game predictions. Predict every game that a coast team plays in. This is, I believe, the 10th season, 11th season. And that's the other thing that I will be posting, the overall record that I have, that I've been doing this predicting. I've been having this page since 2010. So we'll post the predictions there. That will come out on Thursday, every Thursday at 7 o'clock. Everything is coming out at 7 o'clock, so you know what to look forward to. And then Friday, of course, we'll have game updates on X mainly, and then some on Facebook. I try to update the Facebook page too, but mainly on X. You can follow us across all social media on Instagram at Coast Football, TikTok, X, Facebook. If you want everything else, high school sports, That is Gulf Coast High School Sports on Facebook. I shared the link several times on the page, and that's mainly a hub, so you don't have to follow all the coast teams. I share the updates of all the sports, even from archery to bass fishing to now, of course, is volleyball. Tonight's a big night for volleyball as the schools just started its volleyball season. Swimming is in there, but Gulf Coast High School Sports, follow that page there. So again, here at 7:15, the 6A just came out at 7 o'clock, Region 3, and then at 7:15, the 7A will be coming out. My prediction for 6A, which I'm sure you guys, let me see, I will share the screen. Let me share this screen here. So that is the page there. As you can see me scrolling. A lot of things happening, a lot of exciting things coming up besides just the season itself. I don't know how good you guys can see that, but you can see the game region prediction for 6A Region 3. Again, George County, the only coast team in this. I have Hattiesburg winning the region once again. West Jones coming there in second, Terry in third, George County in fourth. That is my sleeper team. As you read there, the Rebels played a number of younger players in 2025, returned more experience than many people realize. Forest Hill, just on the outside of the playoffs looking in, they have several experienced players and should be more competitive this season. Jim Hill continues to build toward the future with the younger roster. And then my projections there, Hattiesburg, West Jones, the top two in each region will host a round one playoff game. And then third and fourth will be on the road for at least a round one for the playoffs. That's in any division there. We'll see if that sticks there. So that's right now on Facebook at Gulf Coast High School Football, powered by Matt Stats. Those who are watching on X or on YouTube. All right. So any comments or questions, please ask. Again, just on here for a few minutes, 7:15, the 7A Region 4. Again, we'll have coast streaking. We'll have that next week. The streaks heading into 2026 season. Home, who has the most home wins right now? Active. That is going to be Pass Christian with 8 and Gulfport with 6. Of course, that carries over Pass Christian to last year. Regular season road wins. That is currently by Picayune. Osha Springs is right behind them with 10 straight road wins. So there's a lot of streaks that I'll be posting next week, along with the rest of the star cards. And then one night next week, we'll post all the star cards we have. And again, unfortunately, we can't get all the players' star cards, but we're glad that we could shine the light on those that we have, and certainly share the highlights on X, especially the huddle highlights there. That's where most teams will get and see the highlights for the players. We are still looking for sponsors for the nightly post for the Monday through Saturday. Again, after Friday night's game, we planned, like last year, to do a live stream. We need a new sponsor this year. We do not have the same sponsor as last year. So that is Friday night. And as you see on this backdrop here, your logo will be on here for the regular season, 11 weeks. And we would like to see if there's a bakery out there that wants to do a trivia question for the live stream. and whoever is the first person to get it correct, that they would win maybe a 6-pack of cupcakes, something a little like that, and they would go to the bakery and claim your prize. So if there's a bakery out there, that has maybe more than one location, because we covered the 6 coastal counties, reach out to me there if you want to do that. We'll have a trivia question on the post-game live show. If we don't get a sponsor for the post-game live show, unfortunately, we might not have a post-game live show. Hope that does not happen. It's just a lot of fun there. After all the games are done, the fans are going to their Waffle House or going to Whataburger. All right, Titus. The post-game show is always fun there. Just that if we don't get a sponsor, we might not be able to do a post-game show. And again, the bakery, if you own a bakery and you want to do the trivia, I will have a trivia question, and the first person to get it right will win. Like I said, I throw up there a 6-pack of cupcakes. Nothing extravagant, but it's still something for the fans out there that really know trivia about Coast football. Again, I was giving you some of the answers, maybe questions here. Who has the most active overall road losses currently? It's double digits. They last won at Moss Point back on October 6, 2023, and that is the Bay High Tigers. 13 straight overall road losses. Overall wins in a row. Who has that? I don't know if Titus can know who that is. I'm not sure. But what time is it? In 1 minute, this fixing to post the 7A Region 4 predictions here at 7:15, and then at 7:30, the star cards were coming out. And again, next week we will post some more star cards that we may not have got to this week. And then one night next week, we will post, maybe Wednesday, all the star cards that we have on a slideshow. Hey, Thomas. Yes, I was glad that. See, I can put this on there. Titus, you said Picayune. No, the answer is not Picayune. But I mean, if you think about it, now this is when I say most. What was the question I even had? Most overall wins in a row. So when I say overall, that means overall. So who was the only team not to lose their last game of the season in the state championship game? So it is Gulfport. Because yes, teams do win their last game, and it could be, yes, I take that back. They don't have to make the playoffs. They still have a winning streak. But Gulfport is 11 straight wins. Their team record, by the way, is 16 straight wins that they won the most. So they're the most game wins in a row, meaning you win your first week. It was Gulfport last year with another team for who it was, but Pascagoula has won 4 straight season opening games. So we'll see what Coach Green does there. But yes, Thomas, I certainly, as far as Jove, I'm glad that graphic is done right. I try to get the graphics all correct. I know there was some miscues because, some players might have been, are seniors and they're listed as juniors, and they definitely want to get that right. The height, weight part of it, if the rosters are uploaded on Max Preps, that's where you get it from. Some rosters are not loaded on Max Preps, and I'm telling you now, when the season starts and you give the weekly sack leader, the passing leader, that's where we get the stats from, is Max Preps. And MHSAA says in 2025, I posted it before, they switched back to Max Preps. So coaches, teams they told them you need to upload your stats to Max Preps. Now, is there a consequence? I'm not sure. And this goes for all the sports, not just for football, for all the sports, volleyball, baseball, basketball. So, but I'm glad I was able to get that there, Joe. And I was able to get the offensive line. I thought, that's a unique card that I was able to do. So, again, if there was any mistakes on there, yes, please DM me. I know some people posted on there. It's fixing to come out at 7:30. The star cards for tonight. And if you haven't noticed, and I thought of it on Monday. I said, well, let me just post mainly the star cards of the teams that I'm releasing the region predictions for. So like tonight, George County, and then who's the only coast team in 6A Region 3, and then at 7:15, which should be out now. And let me update my Facebook page. At 7:15, it should be out, and there it is. It is out. So those teams' players will be highlighted. Maybe if I can make this bigger. And again, me and Titus went over on Sunday on who, and now he had different people in some regions, which is fine. I like that. But you can see the write-up. I'm not going to read everything to you, but Gulfport remains a preseason favorite after they won the state championship last year. And it's not just because they won the state championship. Believe me, you can go from state championship to not making the playoffs. It's a matter about who you bring them back. And yes, they did lose several players, key players for Gulfport, but they continue to reload. And again, you'll see some of their star cards here tonight at 7:30. Of course, Coach Pennock there in his third season, not mistaken. So they should win their back-to-back region titles. D'Iberville, I have them second. And I believe Titus, if you watch the replay, had Biloxi at second. But I have D'Iberville there with big expectations after returning one of the region's most experienced senior class and the top quarterbacks, of course, in Jordan Wally. Coach Ladner's been there 4 years, didn't make the playoffs 2 years, made the playoffs last 2 years, has not won a playoff game. Is there pressure in there to win a playoff game? Yes. You need to win a playoff game, if not more than one. So the Warriors have all the ingredients to challenge Gulfport. Could D'Iberville win the region? Gulfport is not a 90% chance that they're going to win the region. I don't put them at like 90% chance. D'Iberville has a great chance, but they do have to go play in Gulfport. They do have to go play in Gulfport in their new stadium there. And that game, for those who are interested in it, is the second to last game on the night before Halloween, D'Iberville at Gulfport. Ocean Springs, if you watch the 25 and 25 WXV or WLOX, and they're counting down the kickoff, I share both of those. Those are great insights, as I'm not at all these teams and seeing who's in and who's out. But Greyhounds have lost a lot of senior talent last year. So, but I still expect them to make the playoffs. Would it be shocking if Biloxi, who, could get that third seed? But again, third, fourth seed, you're on the road to first round. Could Biloxi get that second seed? Most definitely. Could they win the region? Yes, as Titus said, yes, they could win the region. Jordan Ramsey, plus, they have the new head coach, defensive coordinator last year, Collier. So can they win the region? I still give Gulfport the nod there in winning that region. Again, Biloxi will host Gulfport the week before D'Iberville. So, again, Gulfport, they were hunting. Now they are hunted because they are the state champs and they are the region champions. St. Martin, I have fifth. They continue, of course, Coach Woody there. They continue, around that young core. Dawson Sullivan, of course, you have Crockett that still probably gets some quarterback snaps. He did a great job last year, and he's just a junior, if not mistaken. So they did have, I think, 6 wins last year. They just right there on the cusp of getting in the playoffs, and they lose the late lead, of course, to West Harrison, and then they came back on the road the following week and beat Biloxi. I don't have them in the playoffs. The top 4 make the playoffs. So, and this region has 7. Harrison Central, Coach Fortenberry, defensive coordinator last year for the Columbia Wildcats, 15-0, the only team to go undefeated in the state. They won the state championship. Does he have enough players to get them back in the playoffs, to get them going after the last couple of years, they have really been down. They did make the playoffs in 2023. The last 2 years, they went 2-8 and 1-9 last year. So they did make the playoffs 6-5 in 2023. That was Coach Tony Myers that was coaching then. West Harrison, Coach Quincy Patrick. I just shared their countdown to kickoff inside look at their team. Of course, they lost a couple key players there, as every team does. But they do here, as you'll see at 7:30 tonight, there's several star cards there. Can they make the playoffs? They can make the playoffs. It would not shock me if any team of these teams make the playoffs. Would it shock me more if Harrison Central made the playoffs? Yes. It would shock me more than St. Martin or West Harrison. But no team out of these 7 teams would shock me if they made the playoffs. Now, if you do the opposite, if Gulfport don't make the playoffs, that would be a stat man shock the world. But West Harrison, again, they were right there at making the playoffs last year. They have yet to make the playoffs since forming in 2000. And I always get this wrong. I shouldn't know it. 2009? Yes, 2009 they formed. So they're still a young team. So let me go back to what you posted. Yes, as far as we talked about that on Sunday, as far as with Poplarville, I don't see why Poplarville should not win the region. I know Columbia just won it, but Poplarville, and not just because of the Keys and Speedy, the running back, and Job and Sam Lejeune. I mean, they have a plethora of starters coming back. And I know I say this all the time, just because you have, let's say, 10 of 11 starters coming back on offense doesn't mean, and then 10 of 11 on defense doesn't mean you're going to go and win the state championship. Depends how good those players are. Pascagoula had a lot of players come back last year. They had a big class. And in fact, on media day, Coach Sims, it was easy for him to tell me, because I asked the coaches how many starters you have coming back on each side. It was easier for him to tell me. I think he said he had 2 that didn't start the year before, something to that effect. And they still made it to the playoffs. Pascagoula, I thought they were going to go further than what they did. They still, I mean, not every team, it's hard to win the state championship. It's hard to get to the state championship game. Do teams and fans expect it? Yes, we want to do that. But Pascagoula, the last 3 years, they have made it to the 3rd round. So, I mean, that's pretty doggone good. And not to compare it to Biloxi. Biloxi has made it, but they have not won a playoff game. It's been a while since they won a playoff game. Biloxi has made it the last 4 years. In the last game, and they may lost all 4 games, and then they played in 2020 and 2019. They lost both of those games, and they lost in 2016. They lost in 2012, and then 2011. That last time under Coach John Shannon, they went 10-3. They went 1-1. They won the region. That's the last time that they, in fact, not mistaken, that's the only time they won no, they won in 2011. Yeah, 1984. I'm sorry, 1984. They won the region, so twice. So, but they beat Hattiesburg in the first round. Then they lost to Petal 38-27 in the second round of that year. So again, they have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're making it to the playoffs. Will they make the playoffs this year? They certainly have a great chance at making it to the playoffs this year. So, I didn't want to get that big head up there. So anyways, that's what, again, I'm going to fix and get off because at 7:30, the star cards are coming on. Hopefully I got them right. The class, I try to just remove the weight and height because, yes, if I'm 6'1", 6'2" on a good day, I guess I don't want to be listed at 5'10", as a football player, if that's not correct. So I try not to put the height and weight, unfortunately, unless Max Preps, unless your team has it loaded on Max Preps, that's what we get it from. So make sure your team gets them uploaded. So I'm fixing to sign off, though. I don't know when the next live is going to be. I didn't plan on doing this tonight, but star cards are coming up at 7:30. And then, like I say, coast streaking is coming next week. All the streaks heading into 2026, hot or not, they're either good or bad. The star cards next week, the ones we might have missed this week, and then one night, Wednesday, probably post all the star cards that we have. And then the top 25 will come out on that Tuesday at 7 o'clock, ranking all 25 teams. Who will be number one? We shall see. But I certainly appreciate it. Leave your comments even on the rewind of it, replay of it, and we will catch you on the flip side. If you want to be a sponsor, certainly DM me. Again, a bakery, if you want to be able to donate like 6-pack of cupcakes, whoever gets the trivia question right on my live stream on Friday night post-game live stream, that would certainly be appreciated there. And I'm still looking for sponsors for every night of the week. If you need that information, I'll be glad to send it to you. But we're reaching, at least right now, 800,000 views on Facebook alone. This goes on X and it goes on YouTube. It's great publicity, and I certainly appreciate you guys joining. I didn't think back in 2010 when I started this page that I'll be live streaming my face that is made for radio. So have a great night. I appreciate it. Stat is out.